So good evening to everyone. Once again, I welcome all of you to the session for AI/ML for Internet of Things 1 month certified workshop. So once again, I welcome all of you on behalf of IIT Pune chapter, Buds Engineering Academy, and Civic Incubation Center. So let's begin with our session today. So today we have with us Rishabh Bharadwaj, who is an intern at RBG's Buds Engineering Academy. Rishabh, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
Didi.
Yes. Please take over the session. Everyone's really eager to listen to you.
Yeah, so first of all, hello everyone and happy Independence Day in advance. So today we'll be learning about artificial intelligence. So first of all, I would like to ask every one of you which language you are comfortable in, Hindi or English, so that you would be able to understand more easily. Please type in the chat box. Yeah, so I think you are comfortable with English only.
Yeah, participants should write the respond in the chat box. If necessary, will unmute yourself. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So first of all, what comes to our mind is what is artificial intelligence? So artificial intelligence is when we try to create a machine which can think on its own. So it is a very vast field, so you can't learn it in a single day. You need practices and practices. आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस मतलब है कि हम ऐसा एक मशीन बनाते हैं जो हमारा काम कर सके और खुद से सोचे। वो जैसे वो हमसे बात करे तो वो हम उसमें ये ना टाइप करके रखें कि हेलो ऋषभ हाउ आर यू, तो वो अपने आप से पूछेगा खुद से कि हेलो ऋषभ तुम क्या कर रहे हो, क्या कैसे हो। Then why artificial intelligence? So everybody, most of them might be knowing about the artificial intelligence which are came right now, like Alexa, ChatGPT, and many others. So for some people, it has become a daily use, but it is not something which should be. It is not something that should be used every day. It has advantages, like it can help the person to do a task more efficiently, but it has disadvantages also. Like if the person only just he uses AI to do his works, then it would not be good. The person would stop using his or her brain, and then it would just be the AI controlling humans, like we saw in the movie, like we see in the movie. We think that it's not true, but it can be true if you people make it true. Then like everything as a father, so like here also the father of AI is John McCarthy is also known as. So he's not the only father of AI. There are many others, because AI was a very large thing, and it was first created in the programming language ALGOL, which was developed back in 90s. Then he was a American computer scientist. He co-authored the term artificial intelligence. So the future of AI is very like what do you say, right now it's very nice. It can be at a it has pick up a pace that is just unstoppable. So like if you learn this thing, you will never regret it, and it would also help you to create good things for community, and you would be known for those things. Then there are many types of artificial intelligence, subfields of artificial intelligences, machine learning, expert system, neural networks, fuzzy logic, and many more. So here, fuzzy logic, natural language processing, robotics. We would be learning about the major four: the machine learning, neural networks, robotics, natural language processing. So what is natural machine learning? Machine learning is like when we suppose this is the here is a machine, and this machine only it's like in machine learning we focus that the computer should learn from us or a data set. So a data set is a CSV file in which there are many data about a single thing, like there's iris data set and many more. So in that it reads the file, if the file is unstructured, then it structures it. After that it reads the file and check like we say what is on the first shelf on the book, then it would simply tell us that this book is on the first shelf of book and the name of the book is dash dash dash. Then what are neural networks? Neural networks is a very deep thing, because neural networks, we have also neural networks, but how is it related to artificial intelligence? It is related to artificial intelligence because neural networks is used to create, like, we are creating an artificial brain which has artificial intelligence. That's why here we are using neural networks to create a neural network first. Then we will add we will do the add artificial intelligence in it, so that it would work and it would make the program think on its own. So it's like a real brain in which we are doing things like, there would be first input layer, then hidden layer where all the processing would happen, then the output layer. So like that, artificial intelligence has many subfields. Some of them are neural networks, fuzzy logic, and many. What is robotics? Robotics, we all know that what is robotics. Robotics is, it's not that robotics is just making robots. By robotics, we can create machines, systems, and many things. Like even the computer or laptop you are using right now, what do you think it is made of? Hardware system. Then hardware system, that hardware system, now if you know that the hardware system you are using right now is also made of components which are used in robotics, like the fan you are using right now, that is also used for robotics. Arduino you use, that is also robotics. Many things, there are many. This is also a very vast topic. We will not discuss it right now, but I hope that you will learn this soon. Then natural language processing. So NLP, it is a very nice thing, because, like, you know, when you were younger, like in class 1 or 2, then you would say English like hello is are you. So then the meaning, you would be meaning that what are you means kya hai tum kya ho. So that the robot would think what is he saying. But with adding NLP, natural language processing, it means that it will process our natural language. Like suppose we say someone has a nickname at the home, like suppose anything, any John, Johnny, like any. So Jim. So suppose someone's name is Jimmy and his parents call him Jim at home. So the robot would see that whether the person is at home or not. Then it would tell whether it is Jim or Jimmy. It would also depend on the person's behavior. So conclusion is that artificial intelligence is a very big topic, but if you learn it, then you will never regret learning it, because it is something that is evolving day by day. So you can't learn it in a single day. You need to learn it and learn it. You can also create things to predict things like astrology. I don't believe, but we can do real astrology with these things. Now I would like to explain you 2 codes. First, I would like to make you set up one thing. It's OpenAI. You have to set up it. You can go here, openai.com. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Share once again. Yeah. OpenAI.
Yeah. So everyone open www.openai.com.
Share your screen.
I've sent the link in the chat box.
Yeah.
So
Everyone should open that link.
Click on that link. Yeah. So you can see here. So you can see here, this screen would come to your screen. Now you have to click here on sign up button here. You can see it here. So is this, once you have clicked, type whether you have done it or not. Click on the sign up button.
Please respond in the chat box. Participants, please respond in the chat box. Have you opened this? Open? Yes. Kalpana is saying yes.
Okay. So now what we have to do is click here, continue with Google. Otherwise, what you would have to go with a very long process in which you have to enter name, details, and many more.
Participants are requested to see the OpenAI and the API key is trying to explain you just, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so now what you have to do, you have to click here on API. This you can see here. So now you have to click here. Here would be an unknown image. You can just click here. Then you have to click here, view API keys. So what it would create, it would show you all the API key you have created.
Wait. Participant should get this view API key. That is important. Otherwise, your program won't work. Respond in the chat box, please. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so once you have come to this screen here, you can see, you won't see any of these. You have to click here, create new secret key. So the name is optional. You can name it anything. Like here I can do testing. I can name it anything. Testing key, suppose. Then I will enter here and you will see that it's a key is created. You can copy that key and check it. So now I will give you the demo of that thing. Now I'm showing you a demo of the program for which I showed you right now. This. So it's taking, yeah. So now here you can see you has come, means this is you who will be chatting with the chat box. So I will now here write, hello, what are you doing? I am checking my mail. How are you? I am good. Thank you for asking. And you? So I will write, I am good. Please elaborate checking your email. Thank you for reaching out. I'm doing great. And I'm currently checking my email and will respond shortly. So now if I tell it anything like, tell me what is 1 plus 2, it 3. So now it is shown. But if I do anything like this, you can see it's nothing, it's showing nothing, because you can see it doesn't mean anything. So the AI here, I will show you the code. I will show you the code here right now. You can see here that the code is very like, this is the code. You can see the code, and you can see that I haven't written anything in this code here. You can see like if dash then dash. So this is just something that this one is optional. So now you can see here that this whole code is that written in Python. So what you have to do, so you can just simply go here, replicate. I think that sir might have told you, but some of you might would have some connection issue. That's why I will show you one more time what to do. First, you will come to the replit.com. I've sent the link in the chat box. Yeah. You see this screen. Now you have to click here, start creating. Now, again, we will do it normal, like continue with Google. And it's login. Now, what you have to do, you have to click on create REPL Python, any name here, then create REPL. So Replit is a very nice app. It's an online compiler used in which we can do advanced Python. Like there are many.
Yes, I think he will get it back. I think his connection by mistake might got disconnected. Yeah. Go ahead.
There are many good compilers like Programmers One and many one. So, but we can't do advanced Python in those compilers. That's why I mainly use this compiler to do all my Python work. And there are many languages, so you can. This is a multilingual compiler. You can write many languages in it. So here I will just paste the code which I see here to show you. Now I can click on run. So first you can see it's doing this updating package configuration and many else thing else. Now what I will show you another program. Now what
Rishabh, you can share this code to the participants first so that they can run.
first I will show them another program, then explain them, then I will
Okay.
share the code.
Yeah.
Now you remember that I told you to create an OpenAI key. If you have saved it, good. If you haven't, just create one more OpenAI key, API key. Now I will explain you the code. So some of you might be knowing Python because you study it, but here I will explain you. Then here, import OpenAI. First of all, we know that OpenAI is the company which created ChatGPT. But then what we are thinking is, why are we importing OpenAI? What does that mean? What does that even mean? Import OpenAI means that OpenAI here, which you are seeing, OpenAI is an module which we are using to, like, module is like a box in which there are tools which you take out a tool from suppose this is a pencil box stand. I hope you can see it. Oh, camera is off. So this is suppose a pencil box stand. Can you see it here? So it is like a box. It has many tools inside it, like a scissor or a marker. So like that, here the pencil stand is the OpenAI here, the package, and the tools are, there are many, like OpenAI.completion.create, OpenAI.api key, and many more. So we are not using every single tool because we are not showing you that. That's why I'm using a single tool from OpenAI. So import OpenAI. Now we are creating the variable. So variable, you might all know that we are studying it from class 5, and variable is something in which we store objects. Like this is again, this pencil stand stores pens and another things. That like that, in variables we store data types, and data types are many. I'll show you types of data types. Now you can see here there are many data types, but I will tell you 3 major ones. The 3 major are integer. Yeah, the 3 major are integer, real number or floating number, then string. So string is something like this. Integer is this number, and integer can be also in 3 types. Normal number, which is also known as positive number. Then positive number means like normal number only. Then there also can be minus numbers. So, and the third type of data type is real or float. Float is the number is like this, not there, and there cannot be string inside of. Like I will show you a Python program. In it, I am creating 2 variables. P equals to, no, we are doing just normal addition. 12 plus 32. Print A plus P. Now, what do you think the output would be? Just tell me the expected output you expect in the chat box.
Participant can respond in the chat box. Huh? Yes, anyone? Participant should use the chat box, otherwise we'll use your microphone.
So tell in the chat box, because you would understand it more clearly. And this is something which some people who, like, when I was learning, find. Okay, so Pratik Agnihotri, please, you can type in the chat box only.
Sahi, is it possible to enable the microphone? Sahi?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, enable microphone. Yeah. Pratik, you can go ahead.
Just 1 second, sir. Yes, sir. Now participants can access their microphones.
So I will create a poll for you guys. What do you think the output? Then first option would be normal. What are the variables? First you will see that 12 plus 32 is wait a second. It's 44. Then 44. Then other. Now response appear with save. And now I will launch it. So you guys tell me, please do the poll. I have given in the chat. Maybe it's in the chat or it's anywhere else. Yeah. Look, I won't. Yeah. So I won't tell you to do everything because I know that you don't want to write everything. So I will give you the code in the end. Just to choose any one of the options here, if you are listening or not.
Participants can use chat box. Respond what Rishabh is saying. Yes, Kalpana, Pratik, Dr. Nitin. Yeah.
Yeah, so there is one poll. You can do the poll here if you want. Then so I will just tell you that what I'm showing you here, type of showing you. Most of you would be thinking it as 32 plus 12 is 44 here. But here in real, I will just run the code here. Now you see what's the answer. 1232. It's because it's called typecasting in Python. So this is a very important term in Python. You can, if anyone can ask like what do we, yeah. So 1232 is the output because you can see it's written in text. I showed you data types
Yeah,
right
Dr.
now.
Nitin has written 1232. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
So 1232 here because it's typecasting. So here you can see that we have made the numbers string. Like if I now remove the string here, now what do you think? What would be the expected answer? Kalpana Kumbhar, Dr. Nitin Jori, Vinay Kumar, Pratik Agnihotri. Any answer?
Please respond right, wrong. Yeah. Kalpana answer is 44. Yeah. Very good. Yeah.
Yeah. So it is the correct answer now because we have created this. This is not string. Now this is a number. That's why here now it's not showing 1232, but now it's showing 44. Now again I have another program to show you guys. Now first I will explain this whole thing. Now I went to variables, then I changed the topic. Then now we'll understand functions. So diff OpenAI query. Then OpenAI query is a function bracket query. We are creating a function that will take the input, means take the question. Then we are doing the response equals to OpenAI completion dot create. These are the parameters here. You can see that here everything is a parameter. This engine equals to any prompt equals to query in the OpenAI query bracket query 1. Then temperature equals to 0.8. Then max tokens equals to 200. Then top underscore p equals to 1. Then frequency penalty, presence penalty. There are many parameters you can change in this. Now this function is closed. This was the only function here. And you can see here that OpenAI query has bracket query, means now it is showing that what the what we are doing from, yeah. So this OpenAI query is just a function to, like, we will, I'm just show you with example here. Response equals to OpenAI query. First, we are storing the response with the queries and input. Then we are storing query. We are using here OpenAI query. In the function query, we are using the query input in Python, and we are storing it in a variable called response. Now you would be thinking, what is this? What is this if? I told you in the first there would be no ifs. Then why is it here? It is here because if choices, like, this is something very optional. It's not needed that much. You can remove this. You can also remove this if you want. Then if choice, I won't explain this thing, but still, if you want to be more clear with these things, you can. I will explain. If len bracket response, first we are checking that the length of the response is choicer is greater than 0, then answer equals to response. We are storing the what do we say, the response in another variable called answer. So Python is like, we can use objects anywhere. Like, first we are creating an object. Suppose this is an object and we need this object in upper code. Then what we can do is we can just use this object. We can just use this object in the upper code also, like this. In the, like, suppose if choices, suppose answer is a variable, we can also use it here. Global, like in a function, I can use it global answer. It would create the answer variable global, means we can use it anywhere. Now, why if name, so this we are using just the main function to ignore everything that's written in up there and use it as a function. Yeah, so use it as a function. Then we are showing here that if not OpenAI.API key, means that if there is not the OpenAI key set, then what it would show, API key is not set, it would show error. We can also do this by Python by just printing it. Then exit, we are just exiting the code. We are just closing the whole code. Now while true loop, I think like there was one previous one also. Previous talk, I explained what the different types of loops and what are while true loops. So here, while true loops, some of you might be knowing it, some of you might not. While true loops are loops in which we are telling that till the program works, till then it should just simply run the whole code till the program does not have any error. Then we are creating an input which is known as query. So, like, suppose this is an input. In it we can add something, like, suppose I can add some ink. In it I can add some ink. Then what you think that this is the person, suppose this hand is a person, it is giving the input to the query input. Then here we are doing exception handling. Here we are doing try and accept method. So response equals to OpenAI query. First, you know that we created a function here, query. In it would take an object. So this is just a test object called query here, but here also we have used it query. Now response equals to OpenAI query bracket query. Now here we are telling that the OpenAI query, the object which you were looking for is query. Now we will print the whole response by typing AI colon. Then we will show the error that except exception as E. We are saving the exception as E so that we don't have to print many things. What we have done here is just printed F string exception E. Now the other code I would like to show is just a simple password system. I think some teacher showed it here, but I will show it. A equals to input, password equals to anything. You can change this password to suppose 2012. Then if password in A, print the password that the password was correct. Now access granted. Else means if else loop, we also know that if means that if there is something in something, like suppose if there is metal in this pen, then what it would do, it would say that there is metal in the pen, but if there is not, then it would show that it does not have metal, access not granted, like that. So now I think I have explained you the code. So now I would like to first tell you, show you the both the codes, share the codes with you first. So yeah, so sir, can you share this
Yeah,
code
yeah,
in the
yeah, I will share.
you can share the code in the group so that they can run this code. So
Okay.
now I would like you all that to tell me what is typecasting. Typecasting, you can anyone can tell here in the chat box what is typecasting. Well, I want to know that how much you have learned in this whole session.
Participants should respond. Microphones are on also.
I would like to now tell you something. Explain an important changing data type. Okay, typecasting, it is not, it is clear to it, but not that clear, but good try. Typecasting is like, suppose this is a string. Okay, suppose this is a string, like not that string, it's not the thread one, it's the string in which we have the character stored, like meet.google.com. You can see here like my name here, you can the link here, the all the text is the string. Now what we are doing, that the string is stored, always stored inside this. Now what if we do, like suppose, what if I open this? Now this is the string, you can see this is the string. Now what if we, like suppose, and this is the int number, integer. Now what we are doing here is we are taking the integer out of the integer, and we are placing it inside the string. Now what will happen, it would think that it's a string, but when we run the code, like we are just doing a normal addition code, it won't just fit in, it would just show that it won't show any error, it would just place it like this. The string is here, there are two objects, it would place in them with the another string, like just like this. So this is an important thing. Typecasting means data type change. Yeah, that's good, but that's like the same previous answer. So now another thing I would like to explain you. First of all, I would like to ask if you want to learn ML also here. I can explain it right now. ML, or machine learning, a subfield of artificial intelligence.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
type yes
go
or
ahead.
no.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Participants should put. Yeah, Dr. Nitin is responding. Yeah, Shilpa is responding.
Do you want to learn it or not? Because if you don't want, then I will still make you study it.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Any response with you?
Participants should put something in the chat box. It should be interactive.
Look, if you don't respond, then you guys only tell that please
Unmute
make the
also.
session more interactive or that. So if you don't do it, then what will we do if you don't want to? Okay,
Yeah.
I think that the answer is yes. That's how I will explain it. I told it before also. Yeah, so now we will learn about machine learning. So what is machine learning? Machine learning, it's like the image here. I can learn everything from experiences. Can you learn? Yes, it can learn from past data with the help of machine learning. Machine learning is when we give a data set to the computer. Like suppose we know everything by first we tell the teacher that what is teacher asks 1 plus 2. We tell that suppose it's 4. Then the teacher corrects us. That's like that we learn from the experiences. But here machine cannot learn from experiences, doesn't know. That's why here we are providing the machine. Yeah, that's why here we are providing the machine. What is we are providing the machine a data set in which there are all the things like arrays, many more. Like there are many of there is a website data set download. There's a website and in it there are many data sets. You can download them. There are many like it is many more there are. I don't remember all the names. Data sets. There are data sets of different houses, like there are data sets of different balls here. You can see that there is one ball, another one. There's balls with different glossiness, colors, transparency levels, and many more. So here you can see that this ball, but the machine cannot open the file until we write the code that it should open it. Like that, here we don't use the whole image. We just make a data set in it where whether the data is structured or the data is not structured. Structured data means that the data is in an order. So the whole thing you see here is in an order. Like suppose you read a textbook, you can't read it like the word if the words are in straight manner. You have to read it like this only. You have practiced it like that. So that's why here in our computer also it is practiced that it would only read structured data. But here you would think that what then why how can we make the computer read the data structures which are unstructured? That's where we do coding. We code the machine learning model that it should do. It should just take the whole data set, read it, structure it, then use it. It would use on itself only. You won't see any changes in the whole data set, but it would. Now there are different types of machine learning. Like there are different type of kids, like supervised kids, unsupervised, semi-supervised, reinforcement, like that. Now, what are neural networks? Neural networks, I told you, input layer, hidden layers, and output layer. Like that, there are in our brain also we have neural networks. Neural networks, first we are getting the input, then we are processing the whole thing, then we get a single output. Like you can't get multiple outputs just of a single thing, like that. Now, what are decision trees? Decision trees, I think you might have learned it because I learned it in 5th, and it was like with tree. First of all, it also tells us that it's a tree and it's for making decisions. That is a person fit or not? Age is greater than 30 or not? Then, if yes, then does he eat a lot of pizza? If yes, then unfit. If no, then fit. If no, then does he exercise? Does he or she exercise in the morning? If yes, then fit. If no, then unfit. Like that. Now, what is regression? Regression is a very important term in machine learning. It is most frequently asked in machine learning. What do we say? Data analyst interviews. Yeah. So regression is a technique for getting past data, and after that we are predicting the future price of anything. Like first we are telling the computer that there is a house which is 4 BHK. After that we are telling that its price is 120. Then we have another house which is 120. Then what? Which is 3 BHK. Then what would be the price of that house? Like that, the computer would do everything. Now, there are different types of regression: linear, polynomial, support vector, SVN also. There is one support vector machine and support vector regression also. Now, decision tree regression, random forest regression, ridge regression, Nassau regression, and logistic regression. Now, first we are about to understand linear regression here. Linear regression, you can see that here things we want to explain. So here first we are creating X and Y. Now we are telling that example 77% of the variance in Y is explained by X. So here we are explaining like assertion reasoning. A explains R does not explain A. No, yeah. And then both R and A are not true. Both A and R are true. Like that here it explains. We are seeing that here it explains the behavioral change in the flow of something using a whole that. So now this is the code which I showed you the previous time. Like this is just the code I showed you previous time of that Rico one, which I showed you right now also. Yeah, so done. Any questions?
Participants should respond in the chat box. Yes. If you have a query to Rushabh, please respond in the chat box. Yes, Pratik, Dr. Nitin, Kalpana, Pratik, yeah. Durgesh, Dharmaraj, Gagandeep, Sonal, no queries. Okay, I think, yeah, no questions, Shilpa, Kalpana, no question.
Rishabh, I want to ask a question. How
Yeah.
artificial intelligence helps in education?
Look, there are many prospects of artificial intelligence. It can help in many ways. It helps the person to do like I had an idea. Like in it, I created an artificial intelligence which could teach suppose a kid has a query and he wants to ask that query in night, or he has to do his homework in the night and he asks the query. At the previous times and now in villages, there are not students are not learned to use a computer. They even don't have a phone at home. So how can they do these things? So that's why I created an artificial intelligence which could teach a person. Like suppose he has a query in the middle of the night. He's doing his homework. He's on her homework. Now what he would do? He would go to the AI, ask it. Then after that, it would give the response to the whole thing. Is it clear?
Yeah. So
Yes,
say they
yes,
have
it is
some
clear.
query about
Yes,
regression. Yeah.
Any other queries?
So regression query is there, but we'll respond that regression.
What is the query?
The query is explain regression.
Yeah. Which type of regression? All or just any single one of them?
Yeah.
Durgesh Katigar. All and linear. Okay, so now first we will learn about all the regressions we are seeing here. Linear, polynomial. So there are many because it takes much more maths. So first of all, I would like to ask Durgesh Katigar that do you know assertion reasoning? Like in the paper, you get assertion reasoning questions. Do you know that? Type yes or no in the chat box. Yeah. So like that, I'll just show you assertion reasoning. or like I will just show you the question. Both assertion reasoning are true and the reason is correct explanation. Like that here you see this is y, this is x. Can I use a pen here? I'll show you here in the, I'll create a new whiteboard. Start a new whiteboard. I will explain you now. So I will create a chart. Now I can, okay. The link to view, continue. So Durgesh, is my screen visible first? So because I have to explain you and you won't be able to see if, like, you won't be able to see everything. Is it visible?
Durgesh, you can respond. Yeah, I'm saying yes.
So now what we are seeing here, I will just try to mimic that diagram here. Close this. Where is that? Here, yeah. So here machine learning to this, yeah. So now first I will create one xy, x, y, one line in between, then some random dots. So now what you can see here, that I will just write it more clearly, y and here x. Now you can see here that whatever, so there are some, you see that there are mirrors, like this is a mirror. If a person stands in front of it, it shows the exact thing of the person. Like that here assertion reasoning are also working like that. I will explain you it in Hindi. Is it okay if I explain it in Hindi? So you understand more better.
Few may not understand Hindi, few participants. Rishabh, few may understand, few may not.
Is it okay, Hindi?
English is required.
He can understand.
Durgesh can understand both. Otherwise, you respond. I think few of the member may not, but you go ahead.
I will repeat it in English also. So till then, I will explain in Hindi. So Durgesh, तुम्हें मतलब लगता होगा कि ये x और y जो डायग्राम है हमारा यहाँ पे, इसमें हम हमारे क्या बोलते हैं, x और y बस दो ही हैं. तो हमारा मिरर के सामने कोई चीज अगर होता है, सपोज ये x है और ये y है, तो यहाँ पे हमारा वही चीज डुप्लीकेट होगा ना. तो फिर हमारा यहाँ पे भी वैसा ही चल रहा है कि वो हमारा ये चीज एक्सप्लेन कर रहा है. हमारा x और ये जो हमारा y है, क्या ये एक दूसरे को एक्सप्लेन कर रहा है, और मतलब क्या ये एक दूसरे को एक्सप्लेन कर रहा है, क्या मतलब क्या x y को एक्सप्लेन कर रहा है, क्या y और x ट्रू है, क्या x और y फॉल्स है, ट्रू है, ये भी होता है. तो ये असर्शन रीजनिंग की तरह है. समझ में आया? हेलो
Durgesh, you can respond.
Did you understand it?
Yeah, he is able to understand.
Now one thing cleared, another thing. Then what is the second one? Linear regression. I will try one more minute. You can see here, used to predict the one. Yeah, so here, like, have you heard of stock marketing? Durgesh Katigar, have you heard of stock marketing? Hello, stock
Durgesh,
marketing.
you can respond, Durgesh, or any other. Yeah, he's saying yes.
Yeah. So I will show you one chart of stock marketing. I am not like, it's just another any chart. Oh, chart. So there are charts like this. So people, they can use machine learning, but some of them don't use because they don't have this technology. But by linear regression, we can first study the chart, that how is it going? Will the market tomorrow go up or down? Will it go bull or bear? Like that here, if you see that it has become, this is the highest point in the y, and this is the x. The lowest point in the x is here. So it would study all these things and it would check that if is there a pattern, then it would check that it would try to predict the what it would do. Like this is called we are trading using we are doing stock marketing using our machine learning. So we are trying to predict it from the current chart. Is it did you क्या तुम्हें वो समझ में आया या मैं वापस से हिंदी में समझाऊं? हेलो दुर्गेश.
Yeah.
Okay.
Durgesh, yes, responding. Yeah.
अब हम कहाँ गया? पॉलिनोमियल रिग्रेशन पे जाएंगे. तो अगर मेरी बात अगर नहीं समझ में आ रही है उतना कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, क्योंकि मैं उतना अच्छे से ये चीज नहीं एक्सप्लेन कर सकता क्योंकि इसमें मैथ बहुत यूज होता है. हाँ, तो अब हमें हमारा है पॉलिनोमियल रिग्रेशन. सिंपल वर्ड में मैं पहले दिखा देता हूँ. फॉर्म ऑफ रिग्रेशन इन विच हम रिलेशनशिप चेक करते हैं कि मैंने अभी जैसे एक्सप्लेन नहीं किया था. यहाँ पे आप देखो, तुम देखोगे तो यहाँ पे हमारा इसमें बना हुआ है ऐसे. कोई ऐसा तो नहीं है कि कुछ की अगर हमारा ऐसे है तो इन दोनों के बीच में, जैसे हम कहते हैं अपनी मम्मी को कभी कभार कि मम्मी आज मेरे दोस्त का बर्थडे है इसलिए आलू के पराठे बनाना. सपोज तो फिर क्या होगा? हमारी मम्मी कहेगी कि हाँ बना देते हैं, और रिलेशन है इस चीज के बीच में क्योंकि तुम कह रहे हो कि आलू के पराठे बनाना, कि दोस्त का बर्थडे है, दोस्त खा भी सकता है तुम्हारे घर आके, इसलिए मम्मी ने कहा तुम्हें कि बना, मतलब मम्मी बना देंगी तुम्हारी. तो वैसे ही हमारा पॉलिनोमियल रिग्रेशन भी काम करता है. हमें कोई रिलेशनशिप ढूंढना होता है इन दोनों के बीच में. अगर मिल गया तो अच्छा है, नहीं तो हम पॉलिनोमियल रिग्रेशन में बस ढूंढते ही रहते हैं. समझ में आया?
Yes, he understood. Yeah.
No, I don't like. Is it for that one only or yeah?
Yeah. Yes, he's saying.
Now, which one is right now? No, support vector regression. Support vector regression in simple word. It's a type of machine learning algorithm used for regression analysis. So here, मतलब मुझे शायद से याद आ रहा है कि मैंने यहाँ पे regression explain किया था. हम इसमें पास्ट डेटा से फ्यूचर को प्रेडिक्ट करने की कोशिश करते हैं. हम लोग इससे पास्ट डेटा को फ्यूचर हम बना रहे हैं. पास्ट डेटा जैसे हम एक नया डेटा सेट बना रहे हैं किसी कोई काम करने के लिए. जैसे तुम्हारे पास है कि सपोज तुम्हारे पास कोई डेटा सेट नहीं है, फिर तुम क्या करोगे? फिर तुम क्या बोलते हैं सपोर्ट वेक्टर रेग्रेशन यूज करोगे, जिससे तुम्हारा सपोर्ट वेक्टर रेग्रेशन यूज करोगे जिससे तुम्हारा पास्ट डेटा तुम बनाओगे अपने एआई को. पहले अजीब सा नया डेटा देकर वो पास्ट को प्रिडिक्ट करेगा. पास्ट को प्रिडिक्ट नहीं करेगा, चेक करेगा उसके बारे में उसके पास कोई डेटा है या नहीं है. अब क्या है सपोर्ट डिसीजन ट्री रेग्रेशन. डिसीजन ट्री वैसे हमने अभी पढ़ा था. रेग्रेशन in simple words observes feature of an object and trains a model in the structure. So अब मैं तुम्हें एक बिल्ली की इमेज दिखाऊंगा. तुम ये बताओ, इस बिल्ली को तुम क्या ये बता सकते हो कि ये मेल है या फीमेल है? चैट बॉक्स में लिखो. बता सकते हैं या नहीं बता सकते?
Yeah, respond in the chat box whether male or female that particular.
हाँ, तो देखो हम इस बिल्ली में देखो, अब मेल बिल्ली के कुछ अलग होते हैं, फीमेल के अलग होते हैं. जैसे मेल के अगर जैसे कि मतलब एग्जांपल दे रहा हूँ, मुझे खुद नहीं पता, मैं कंफर्म नहीं उस चीज के बारे में. मेल के शायद से कान बड़े होते हो, शायद से उसका नाक बड़ा होता हो, शायद से उसका आंख छोटा होता हो, शायद से उसका पूंछ बड़ा होता हो. उसे कहते हैं हम फीचर्स. हम उसे मशीन लर्निंग में यूज करते हैं ताकि हम अपने एआई को बता सके अगर उसमें ये सारे फीचर्स हैं. अगर उस बिल्ली में बिलौटे वाले फीचर्स है, मतलब अगर उसके पास बड़े कान है, बड़े नाक है, उसकी पूंछ लंबी है, तब क्या कहो कि कह दो कि ये लड़का है, ये बिलौटा है. नहीं तो फिर कह दो बिल्ली है. अगर दोनों है तो फिर कह दो कि एरर दिखा दो. अंडरस्टूड? हेलो.
Yes, Kalpana, Durgesh, yeah. Durgesh, yes.
तो अब हमारा ये भी हो गया.
Suhas,
अब
yes.
हम रैंडम फॉरेस्ट रेग्रेशन के बारे में हम सर्च करेंगे. random forest regression in simple words. मैं पहले एक काम करता हूँ, मैं इसको ऑल पे शिफ्ट कर देता हूँ. अब मैं शिफ्ट करता हूँ. क्या random forest regression in simple words. What is a supervised learning algorithm and bagging technique that uses an assembled learning method for regression in machine learning? तो यहाँ पे हम कह रहे हैं कि हमारा supervised learning हो रहा है. मतलब हम बचपन में जब देखते थे तो हम हमेशा अपने एडल्ट के, जब हम कोई भी अपना साइंस का एक्सपेरिमेंट करते, जैसे कि कॉस्टिक सोडा को मिला के और कॉस्टिक सोडा कॉपर सल्फेट को मिला के टेस्ट फॉर प्रोटीन करते थे हम लोग, वैसे ही हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं इसमें, हम पूरा अपना कॉस्टिक सोडा मतलब हम एडल्ट के सुपरविजन में करते थे. नहीं तो फिर हमें कहीं लग जाती, कट वट जाता, बेहोश हो जाते. नहीं तो फिर क्या होता, फिर हॉस्पिटल में खर्चा होता. इसलिए हम लोग उस चीज को प्रिवेंट करने के लिए सुपरविजन में रहते थे एडल्ट के. उसी चीज की वजह से हम क्या कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे, हम अपने रोबोट को अपने सुपरविजन के अंदर ट्रेन कर रहे हैं. मतलब हम ये देख रहे हैं कि वो किस प्रकार का, हम उसको कैसा डेटा दे रहे हैं. हम गाली वाला डेटा तो नहीं दे रहे कहीं की अगर ऐसा है तो गाली दे, अगर नहीं है तो ना गाली तब भी दे, वैसा तो नहीं है. हमें वो भी चेक करना है. अंडरस्टूड?
Yeah, Saeed, Durgesh.
सुपरवाइज्ड लर्निंग मैंने स्टार्टिंग में कहा था चार प्रकार होते हैं: सुपरवाइज्ड, अनसुपरवाइज्ड, सेमी सुपरवाइज्ड और रीइंफोर्समेंट लर्निंग. रीइंफोर्समेंट लर्निंग वही हमारा, हम जो करते हैं, हमारा दो प्रकार का होता है. कुछ लोग का कुछ लोग का दो होता है. हमारा हर इंसान का दो ही होता है मैक्सिमम टाइम. एक होता है सुपरवाइज्ड, कुछ लोग का होता है सुपरवाइज्ड और रीइंफोर्समेंट, कुछ लोग का होता है अनसुपरवाइज्ड और रीइंफोर्समेंट. सुपरवाइज्ड और रीइंफोर्समेंट वाले में होता है कि हम अपने पेरेंट्स के सुपरविजन में है और हम जो भी कर रहे हैं वो मतलब अपने एक्सपीरियंस से भी सीख रहे हैं. जैसे एक बार मैंने अपने उंगली को ब्लेड से काट लिया था गलती से, फिर क्या हुआ, फिर खून निकला, फिर मुझे पता चल गया ब्लेड को नहीं छूना होता, ऐसे नहीं. फिर मुझे रीइंफोर्समेंट लर्निंग इसे कहते हैं. हम अपने पास्ट एक्सपीरियंसेस से हम ये चेक कर रहे हैं कि क्या हो रहा है. सुपरवाइज्ड लर्निंग मतलब मैंने सुपरविजन के अंदर से ये गलती की थी, तो हमारा ये सुपरवाइज्ड लर्निंग और रीइंफोर्समेंट दोनों हो गया. अब अनसुपरवाइज्ड लर्निंग होता है कोई हमें देख नहीं रहा है, हम ऐसे ही पेन उठा के अपने मुंह पे मार रहे हैं. तो अगर हमारे मुंह पे जब पेन गिरा तो चोट लगेगी, तो उसकी वजह से क्या होगा. हाँ, टू अवॉइड फ्रॉम पास्ट इवेंट्स मतलब हमने जो पास्ट में गलती की उसे हम बाद में वापस ना दोहराएं, इसलिए हम ये काम करते हैं.
Yeah, to avoid from past events, Durgesh is saying. Yeah.
अब कौन सा है, अब है रिज रेग्रेशन. रिज regression is a term used to refer to a linear regression model whose coefficients are ordinary least squares, but by an university the called ridge estimator. So to refer to तो यहाँ पे हम क्या कर रहे हैं, हम अपना ये देख रहे हैं कि ये हमारा हमने कुछ ऐसा डिस्कस किया था ना अभी, क्या था, कहाँ गया वो, हमने किया था अभी जब हम सपोर्ट वेक्टर मशीन में हमने रेग्रेशन में पॉलिनोमियल में किया था या फिर उसमें किया था. हम इसमें क्या करते हैं, हम इसमें भी लीनियर रेग्रेशन, लीनियर रेग्रेशन हमारा वही नॉर्मल रेग्रेशन जिसमें हम आपको वापस से
Rishabh, few may not understand Hindi.
Yeah, so
mix it.
Okay. Now what we are doing here is rich regression is used term. It is a term used to refer linear regression models whose coefficients are estimated. So in some models here, in some models we get the coefficients also printed with the whole graph and many things. But in some models there are not. But in ridge regression, what we do is we find the coefficients and then print them. So मतलब मैं अभी एक्सप्लेन करता हूँ हिंदी में. तो रिच रेग्रेशन में होता है कि हम अपना जो वो है हमारा, हम अपना वो एक्सप्लेन कर रहे हैं कि हमारा कहाँ गया, हम अपने कोड में हमारा कुछ कोड्स में दिया हुआ होता है इनबिल्ट कोएफिशिएंट, कुछ में नहीं दिया होता है. जिसमें दिया होता है उसका अच्छा है, जिसमें नहीं दिया होता उसमें हम रिज रेग्रेशन यूज करते हैं. रिज रेग्रेशन हाँ, अब कौन सा है रिज रिग्रेशन के बाद? लासो लॉजिस्टिक रिग्रेशन। लॉजिस्टिक पहले करते हैं, फिर लासो कर लेंगे। लॉजिस्टिक रिग्रेशन in simple words is a data analysis technique that uses mathematics to find the relationship between two factors. तो हम इसमें क्या कर रहे हैं, हम अपने इन दोनों जैसे हमारी चार्ट है, ठीक है, तो हम इन दोनों में से डेटा निकालते हैं, इन्हीं दोनों में से डेटा निकालते हैं। तो हम इसमें क्या कर रहे हैं कि हम अपना डेटा एनालिसिस टेक्निक दैट यूजेस मैथमेटिक्स, हम इसमें मैथ्स यूज करते हैं रिलेशनशिप निकालने के लिए। मतलब पहले हमारा एक नॉर्मल तरीका भी था, और जिसको हम कहते हैं, कहाँ गया, जिसको हम कहते हैं शायद से, मतलब कंफर्म नहीं है, लेकिन हमने पहले भी अभी किया है इसको, जिसमें हम दो चीजों के बीच में रिलेशनशिप निकालते हैं। क्लियर? हाँ, पॉलिनोमियल, हाँ पॉलिनोमियल में हमने किया था, रिलेशनशिप निकालते हैं हम लोग इसके बीच में। क्लियर? क्लियर हुआ? हेलो, क्लियर हुआ? क्लियर?
Yeah. Go ahead. Yes, Om is saying yes.
Yeah, so he is also saying Durgesh. So now,
Yeah.
so now the last one, lasso regression. I will search it in lasso regression in simple words. The least absolute shrinkage and selection operator is seen here. High variance, high blast, low blast. In it, what we are doing, हम ग्राफ को हम अपने ग्राफ को देते हैं, हम अपने मॉडल को ग्राफ देते हैं अपना, और उस ग्राफ से हम उसको में डिफाइन करते हैं कि किस टाइप का ग्राफ है। जैसे हमारा ग्राफ कैसे जा रहा है, हाई वेरिएंस मतलब ऊबड़ खाबड़ है, मतलब ऊपर जाके ऊपर खाबड़ हो रहा है, या फिर हमारा बीच में एकदम फ्लैट है, या फिर हमारा ऊपर नीचे हो रहा है। जैसे आप देखोगे तो मतलब ईसीजी मशीन होता है, नहीं, हार्ट रेट मशीन होता है हॉस्पिटल में, हार्ट रेट मशीन, तो उसमें आपने देखा होगा। हाँ, तो यहाँ पे उसमें ऐसे ग्राफ बना हुआ होता है। तो देखो, हमारा हर एक ऑर्डर में होता है हमारा वाला। अब तुम देखोगे लासो रिग्रेशन, हाँ लासो था हमारा, लासो। तो इस लासो रिग्रेशन में हमारा है ऊपर नीचे वाला। अब तुम हमारा ये वाला देखोगे, ये जो भी होता है तुम इसको देखोगे, ये हमारा लासो रिग्रेशन में, ये हमारा ऊपर नीचे हो रहा है, उसकी वजह से ये हमारा हो गया। अब हमारा हाई वेरिएंस वाला इनमें से ढूंढते हैं, हाई वेरिएंस वाला शायद से, हाँ यही है, ये है हाई वेरिएंस वाला। अब हमें ढूंढना है ये वाला अंडर फिटिंग ये रहा फर्स्ट वाला 60, ये हमारा हाई रिग्रेशन है, नहीं हाई वेरिएंस, हाई ब्लास्ट और लो वेरिएंस।
Kalpana is appreciating your discussion, Rishabh. Yeah.
Thank you. So, is it now understandable all the types of regressions and many others, Durgesh? Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
I think he has some.
Any other queries?
Yeah. I think query is cleared. Great, Rishabh. Yeah, great, Rishabh. Rishabh, you are getting a lot of responses. Yeah, Durgesh, your knowledge was awesome. Please give a big round of applause to Rishabh. Rishabh, people are appreciating. Yeah, well done, great. Suhas is saying great. Compared to age, Durgesh, just I want to know what could be the age and class. Actually, normally, what could be the class, in which class Rishabh might be studying? Can anyone predict participants quickly? Durgesh is saying 8th standard. Yeah, anyone can predict Rishabh's class? Suhas is saying 10th standard. Yeah, good. Fast, our Rishabh. Yeah, he is in 6th. Somebody saying 6th. Yeah. Please define his Rishabh's class. As time is running, read fast.
Yeah, Vinay Kumar is saying it correctly.
Yeah,
It's sixth
Kalpana
class
is
only.
saying 7 or 8.
It's
Yeah,
sixth.
next.
It's sixth.
Yeah,
It's
Dr. Nitin sir. Latne sir. Can anyone predict Rishabh's class?
Sir, one person has predicted it, Kumar.
Okay.
Yes, so Rishabh is in sixth standard. So once again, Rishabh, on behalf of IIT Pune chapter, Buds Engineering Academy and Civic Incubation Center, I would really like to thank you and for sharing your knowledge over here. Everyone's really appreciating it.
It
Thank you,
was my
Rishabh, for that
pleasure.
amazing session.
Yeah. Thank you, Rishabh, so much. Thank you, Rishabh. Be in the meeting. I hope let us have a discussion, proceed then. So
Yes,
Rishabh has already explained with the open AI key, and he stressed somebody's, I think Durgesh has raised some queries regarding regression. Yeah, thank you, Rishabh. Yeah. So same discussion will again proceed. Yeah, Vijay here is saying thank you.
Don't say me, sir,
Rishabh.
because I am younger than you. I'm 10.
That is your age or class?
Class. No, sorry, age. My age.
Your age.
Yeah, age.
And class?
Class 6th.
Yeah, class is 6th. So Rishabh, he is with us and he is in studying in the 6th standard. Just 5th he completed and he just entered in the 6th standard. Okay. Now we'll proceed with the discussion of the Rishabh's what he has underlined about the regression analysis and regression model. So the same discussion will continue for us. Just I will proceed with the discussion. I think here I might have one thing. Just I will proceed with the discussion. Just I will share my screen. Yeah. Yeah, same discussion will continue. Huge concept so far. Kalpana. Rishabh, Kalpana is saying such a huge concept. Yeah. So just I will share the screen. Yeah. So you can see the same regression issue will continue as Rishabh has explained properly. You see, as in the earlier discussions, I think we have enough knowledge of AI/ML IoT environment, and one of the suppose, for example, expert systems are there, and then we have to retrieve some data. So whatever data we are looking for it, and what the data we are getting for it, just like a clustering, the classification. So in that case, it's a very important tool for us to understand regression and different types of regressions. Rishabh has already explained right now. So here you can see this is a the nearest neighbor or the segregation you can have. So you can call it as a linear because the line, imaginary line between this different point is a little linear over here. So the coefficients, mean square. So in order to understand all these things, we should have some background of statistical data analysis. That plays the data science. As we have seen earlier, that the AI/ML IoT is not a single technology. It's basically the hybrid environment and the hybrid technology. So here we need to understand different concepts to understand the machine learning. So in the machine learning, one is a concept, that's what the regression, which we are finding on the screen. So same thing we'll try to see right now. So for example, yeah. So you see, yeah, this is again, we have a Replit compiler. The reason we have seen why we are using Replit. And in the Replit, the compiler, we are using the Python, and at the beginning itself, we have seen that for our AI/ML environment, IoT environment, we need to understand different languages. But as I have underlined, some C, C++, Java, the Python, and many more, the ROS and many more. But one of the language heavily used, that's what the Python. And in Python, different libraries are there. So one of the library we have is a NumPy library, and just that library we have imported for the machine learning. That's what the one of the libraries, NumPy, a NumPy pack. We have to import it, and after the NumPy, there is a for plotting purpose, just like a regression is being plotted. So we need a one more library. That library is a matplot. That library is required. Matplot. Basically, it's a interface matplot. It's related to the again MATLAB, and then from that two packages, we can have a scalar model that is for the testing purpose, and one is a linear model for the understanding of the linear regression, and there is a mean square error. Um, though it might be a little uneasy for us to cover most of the topics, but whatever required for us within this framework. So here statistical background is required. Of course, we have not seen what the this mean square error is, what the mean value is, what is the random value is, and what its practical importance is. But as of now, here just we have used this particular packages and libraries, and then we have to generate some data. That data we are generating some random data, so we can generate NumPy the random data over here, and that data for machine learning, there is a one stage is a training stage, and one stage is a testing stage. So training and testing will be there. So for that purpose, we can split that data into training. I think you might be aware of what exactly the training. So presently, what we are trying to get the training AI, ML, IoT. That's what the training is going on right now, for example. And similarly, for example, our machine model, there will be some data required. That data is called as a training data. And once machine is trained, then practically we have to check whether machine is doing its operation properly or not. Then that's called as a testing data. So training and testing for our machine learning means basically, for example, we have designed one the machine learning model to identify the image of some human. So that's what the model we have designed. So our machine learning model will tell, for example, we have different vegetables, potatoes, tomato, and all. These objects are there. And some we have images of humans. Some images are there. So if we use some the images of, suppose, the males, females, tomatoes, and all these particular images, if you are using for the training our machine model, and then while testing, you take some particular X image, and then you try to match that image. That's what the testing. I hope you understand what is exactly the testing and what the training is. The data is the data, but which is used during the testing stage, and which is used during the training stage. Then for creation of the linear regression model over here, we can have a function in the Python. That's what the linear regression function. So you can create a linear regression function then. And then for training again, here train the model on the training data. I think model is basically a machine learning model, whatever software model we have designed. So that the training purpose, you can use the function that is a model, FIT, and X and Y training. That's what the training used for the data over here. Now, similarly, the production of testing the data. So you can have a model, product, and X X test. Then in statistics, you might have some background. That's what the mean squared error. I think in statistics, how many are aware of the means, how to find the mean squared error? Anyone? Please say yes if you are aware. If not, you can say no. How many are aware of the terminology mean squared error? Participants can say yes if you know mean square error. Yeah, very good. Kalpana is aware. Okay, no issue. Then you have to print it. So you can have a print models coefficients. That is a mean square error. And then you can print coefficients. Then model and the mean squared error. Means whatever the image, for example, data set we are trying to feed to our system. I think Vijay is not aware of that, but okay, I will try to explain a little shortly again what it is. Okay. Then whatever data is there, that data is to be plotted. For that purpose, just in those who are having a MATLAB background, so they can understand what the plotting is. So the data, unless it is plotted or visualized, will not be able to understand what the data tells about. So for that purpose, we have the scattered, so the plot scattered function and the plotting the X testing data and production data, and the here we can use the title for linear regression and the X label and the Y label you can use. So the same here, just I have given the output over here. Yeah, Pratik is here. Okay, this already we have executed over here, but this will come. You can. It will take time to update the libraries, but meantime, yeah, mean square error is being calculated. Yeah. So this is what the linear regression model for the Zoom. I think it's visible right now. Yeah. So this is a regression. What Rushabh is talking about, the regression, he has explained in brief all the. Yeah. Okay. So for our machine learning, this is the one of the model. So this code I will give you. So as Rushabh has explained all type of regression for the machine learning, as he has given a beautiful examples, टीचर के अंडर में पढ़ना है या टीचर बिना टीचर पढ़ना है, without teacher learning and with teacher learning. So he has already mentioned it. So I appreciate what the way he has explained the conceptually. So this is what the linear regression. Meantime, just I will put it this code for you. So I think you can understand which compiler is used for the machine learning and one of the regression and how to write the code. And for that code, what are the libraries required for that particular code? I think this is more than enough. Just I will try to put it this code on the group itself first of all. Yeah, here I think I will put it this code so you can try to execute it. Just I will give you 2 minutes of time. Meantime, I will give little time to you. So the code is given to you, and for machine learning, one of the regression among all what Rishabh has underlined. So just we have implemented this regression. That's what the linear regression. So easily you can get it executed with the lifted. So if anyone got it, this answer, the execution of this code in the chat box, they can say yes. I'll give 1 or 2 minutes of time to get it executed. If you are having any problem, then meantime, I may share you the text file also. So I hope you have a compilers, and in that compilers you can execute this code. So I will give the text file also for that. So it will be easy for you to, this is a linear regression for machine learning. Yeah. So this is a linear regression code. Just I will put it here. Yeah. So just I will put it here in once again in the chart. So I can have a chart desktop. I have given the codes for regression. Yeah, linear regression is there required for the machine learning. Yeah, the text file is also shared over there. So if anyone is able to execute this, the machine learning model comes under the category of supervised, just regression. If possible, put here. Actually, this entire code may not fit here, but I will try. Here you got up to the entire chat box. It cannot fit in the code, but just I will try. So it is coming a train test split size 0.2. Okay, till random state 42. Yeah, generate some example and then create a. I think I don't know how much it is there. So here code is given, but it is create a linear regression model. So you got it here. Create a linear regression model. Yeah. So here regression model onwards, I will give again. So 2 slots. I given text also. Yeah, I think it got up to plot x test y. I think plot x test y. So from this again, I will give last labeling. I will put it here. So just remove the plot. I have repeated plot again. So yeah, this is a code for the regression model for the machine learning. I will be happy if you respond in the chat box if you get it executed this code with your replete compiler. I will give 1 or 2 minutes of time. So just execute it, a linear regression model. Yeah, do it fast. I will try to explain here. Python compiler. Yeah, those who have completed, they can say yes. Execution should be completed. It is expected that execution should be completed. So you can see here the basically what we are seeing, the linear regression is one of the simplest and most widely used technique in statistics and machine learning for predicting continuous numerical outcome based on one or more input features. For example, we are trying to, our model, machine learning model is try to, suppose different training images, we have trained our model, suppose images of humans and images of vegetables. So that's what the testing we done for our model. And then our machine learning model, we have to check the training is completed, training phase is completed. Now we have to go for the testing stage. So for testing stage, if you show the image of some vegetable or if you show the image of human, then our model will say this is a image of human or this is a image of vegetable. So that's what the nearest one, that's what the line you can find. So above the line, the one of the features of vegetables are matching, and below the line the features of the humans are matching. That's what the segregation our machine learning model can easily do. from the images of whether the provided images are the humans or the provided images of the vegetables. That's what the linear. It assumes a linear relationship between input features and output variable. Input features and output variable. Output variable means we have to decide whether this is a image of human or image of vegetable, which we have tested our machine learning model. We have used linear regression. So that's what the relation. Output is a result and input is the features of the human face or the image of the human, and features of the vegetables, the whether it belong from potato, tomato or something, or it might be anything. That's what the features of the input. So those who have executed this in the chat box, they can say yes, the text file is already there. The entire code is also there in the WhatsApp, and also entire code is also available here also. And once again, I appreciate the understanding of the Rishabh. We have explained machine learning different models, and out of that, just we have to create one of the model. That's what the linear regression model. Now, linear regression is to find best fitting straight line that minimizes difference between predicted value and the actual values given in the data set. Yeah, very good. Kalpana is saying running. Very good. Then we'll proceed. Yeah, very good. And here you can see in this linear regression, just basically the start with the simplest you can see, basically the line. If you find it here, the line in this model, the line, the whatever output we are getting, that line. So equation of the line in mathematics is y equal to mx plus b. So x-axis and y-axis. So y output point is changing. The m is the slope of the line. I think the participant, those who are here, they might be aware what the linear equation or the equation of the line. So y equal to mx plus b. That's what the equation of the line. So here that x value, the y value, the m value, and b value. I think you can understand what exactly the line equation. I hope everyone is aware about the equation of the line, simple straight line, y equal to mx plus b. Yeah. Then if more explanation is required, then we may spend some time for that, but it is assumed that the line is, everyone is aware about the line equation. The goal of linear regression is to find the values of m and b that best fit the data points. The line is fitted in such a way that the sum of the squared differences between the actual y values and the predicted y values is minimized. This process is often done using the optimization techniques such as the least square method. And moving to the multiple line that we are not studying right now, the multiple line, just we have taken an example of the linear. So multiple line, if you go for multiple line regression, the regression then line equation is y equal to mx plus b. But that multiple line, you can see the b0 plus b1 x1 plus b2 x2. That's what the multiple regression, and where the values of b0, b1, b2 and x1, x2, x0 are the features, x1, x2 and xn. That's what the features. And if you go for the training of our goal, then to find the optimal values for the coefficients and intercept, the model is trained using data set that includes both the input features and the corresponding actual output values. Similarly, there is a model. That's what the training, as I told you, the training means once model is designed, then we have to train so that the model will learn during the training stage what the input parameters are there, and basically these parameters are the again the statistics. Little time I will spend, if I get time shortly, then statistics also will spend some time. Otherwise, some coming lectures again I may again interact with you. But here the statistics is again a background to our machine learning model, the part of our artificial AI, the part of machine learning model, which is the design based on the different regression techniques, so one of the linear regression techniques. And based on the input, our model will predict what could be the output, and that predictions, that is called as a predictions, and once the model is trained and evaluated, so we have to training stage and you check. So suppose human face is shown to the machine, then machine will identify whether the given input is the image of the human or image of the vegetable. That's what the prediction. And the linear regression is a powerful tool for making predictions, understanding relationship between variables. However, it assumes a linear relationship, and if the data has more complex patterns, other regression techniques or machine learning models may be more appropriate. Share this explanation so that we can revise. Okay, this explanation also I will share. Yeah, linear regression I will share. I hope you understand the machine learning model which we are going to design. So this explanation also I will share. I will put it in the chat box. No, chat box it may not. I will put it here again. Yeah, the WhatsApp I have kept this explanation. Just you can revise little later. I hope you understand what the Rishabh has introduced. I think Durgesh has had some queries about the machine learning, so he has explained, and the same model we have taken into. I hope you understand. Before going that, just I will why we are studying all these things. Just will I will tell you, and then again we'll continue. Yeah, recordings also available on this. People can refer the recordings. The same recordings on this stream. Yeah. You see, these are the tools to replace hard work. The one of the reason why we are assembled here, I think you might be aware of that. You will find day to day in our life today, so and so company has given a break of 19,000 employees, or given a break or removed 20,000 employees. So daily you will find some different news in the industry. So there might be some software we may not be able to predict what will happen in future. But as per the trends, existing trends, the different AI models, so which will save a lot of time. I think benefits, if possible, will include some of the AI these tools again in our session itself. But here, which I have displayed over here, some of the AI tools, you can use most of the tools are free available. So for SEO purpose, the text to speech purpose, everything AI purpose, the coding purpose. So these are some of the tools which will be helpful for us. That is one point I want to tell you, that if you are not using AI tools, immediately you can shift towards the AI tools. AI tools will help us to minimize our learning time. I think benefits, you might be aware of it, but you, as much as possible, you try to learn or go for the these tools. Now, this is again, as I underlined, that our here the IoT, the basically the growth. I think you might be aware of the here basically why we are talking about AI, ML, and IoT today. So though as Rishabh he has told some Professor McCarthy, he has coined term of robotics also, as well as he's a coined term the our different AI and the machine learning. So he plays a greater role, Professor McCarthy, as Rishabh has underlined his presentation. So though it's there since little long, I'm not saying since long, but little long. Why we talk much about the AI, ML, and IoT today? Because there is a advancement in the processor, basically, as I underlined earlier, what the processor and what the controller. So a lot of, for example, as Rishabh told, that Arduino he is using heavily. So the Arduino, you see, your development type for any application, development time is reduced drastically. Instead of having your laptop, PC, or something, So you can have Arduinos or lesser than size and the speed also. There is a lot of advancement in the controller. That is one of the reason why we talk about today AI/ML and IoT. Also the sensor technology. I think day and day nowadays you might be aware the different sensors. Of course, our human body got different sensors, and in real time also there will be little thick line between the sensors and the earlier we have seen, for example, the smoke sensor, the velocity sensor, the sound sensor, the speaker means basically one type of mechanical energy will have to convert into some electrical form of energy. So sensor is a part of the again transducer, as I told the very thick line between the transducer and the sensor. So sensor basically the speed, the temperature, it might be any mechanical quantity. That mechanical quantity can be converted into electrical, and the size, the dimension, the power consumption. It might be solar sensor, PV sensor, PIR sensor. So there is a lot of advancement is happening and happened and happening. It's a continuous process. So because of that, you'll find that sensor can be done anywhere also. The camera and all, that's what the common thing. But there is a lot of advancement in the sensor technology also. And it's not like earlier, as a you might have seen that earlier some the Reliance, for example, the Geo earlier, and the 2G, and today it's 5G. I think the Nokia and that story you might be aware of it, but the earlier 2G, 5G, and basically the storage and data regression and data analysis. That's what the little difficult in earlier few years. But now you might be aware you will find the data freely available, and you need not to spend a lot of money on the cloud. So there is a lot of advancement on the cloud. For example, AWS server or Amazon. These people they are also offering, or Google people that is also offering. So lot of data can be stored, lot of data can be analyzed, and we need to pay very less, mostly free, but for commercial use it's very less, or we can call it as on-demand services. We need not to have a huge infrastructure for our need. Our need is suppose, for example, in time 1 hour or 2 hours, so we need not to have. So that's what the cloud software and infrastructure heavily getting built, and there is a lot of advancement happening in the cloud also. Going to the application part, I think nowadays, as I underlined earlier in the last classes, that for example, Bahubali movies and so many other movies, they are heavily using this AR/VR technology and all. So that's what the application part. So a lot of new applications you will find, as Nokia got collapsed because they have not updated, and today you will find that what the other technologies exist. But point here is the applications. So lot of applications are there, and coming to the wireless connectivity and the pricing. Wireless connectivity and pricing, I think earlier, for example, suppose BSNL, the landlines are there. So I think I had read somewhere that Infosys founder, when they have to start their as a starter long back. So in order to get a telephone connection, they have to wait for 2 years, and they got connection after 1 year, that to recommendation with MPs and MLAs like that. But today you see if you ask some connection within 1 hour, you will get connection. That's what the easily, and need not to go for the landline. This wireless, easily you can connect. That's what the happening. That's why we are here. The AI, the ML, and the IoT. The growth is tremendous. So what we are trying to learn in our program in this particular 1 month, it may not be everything, but naturally it is the experience through which you can explore the fields and you can proceed. So that's what the growth is happening in this field. Now, again, a little moving here, as time may not be sufficient, but 1 or 2 slides I may take over here to understand. Now here, IoT networking, will not be able to explain you everything as it is. Again, it's a very little vast, but the here you can see the cloud, which we are talking about the cloud. So cloud is easily available for us today with less cost and easily available, and the computing capability of the cloud is tremendous, tremendous and tremendous. There is no limit for individual is concerned. It's for infinite for us is concerned. Now you can see the our topic, for example, the IoT. IoT stands for Internet of Things. As in the day one, Dr. Kranti has briefed about the billions and billions devices. I think Dr. Pallavi also mentioned about the number of devices. So basically, the size of IoT devices is doubled, getting doubled every year or year to year. I think somebody is predicted that's what the 50 billion devices, and again that devices the count again shortly it may reach to again 100 billion devices. I think that's what the Internet of Things, and there is a huge explosion in the application of the IoTs, and you will find it here at the device level. You can see the camera, the bulb, the register, and then you can see the Wi-Fi hub or the router, and the data, the huge data is getting generated and data easily through the router and through gateways. It's possible for us to upload that data over the cloud, and from the cloud again that data to the robotics, to the laptops, the mobiles, the remotely operated device. That data is available easily, so the you can connect your the wireless devices easily through Wi-Fi routers and through the clouds. That's what the infrastructure is already exist. That's what the IoT architecture, where which your different models for training and testing, which we have seen. But this is what the infrastructure is there. Now, if you look for our IoT, IoT is not only the only one technology. It's not only the mechanical. It's not only the electrical. It's not only the textile. It's not only the chemical. It has crossed the most of the borders of the technologies. We may call it as a hybrid environment. Now you can see there is a IT sector heavily. Then you can have one more technology, that's the operational technology. Then smart objects. So these are the few of the things available. Architecture, I think, of course, we have not seen all, but as of I told, the sensors, the end users, and the clouds. Again, in between, the edge computing will be there, and the fog computing will be again part. And you will find a lot of the things. For example, here, data is used generation over here, and the data is being sensed, and the data is uploaded over the cloud, and from the cloud the data can be accessed. And these are the few of the examples of the IoTs. These are the example IoT components and sensors. You can see the recordings little later, but just because of the time limits, just I want to just give a feel so that how the different experts they are talking about different some the regression, the supervisory, the unsupervised control, the AI, the ML. So in this, I think this IoT we have seen it might be everywhere. The home, the traffic. So the GPS that again we'll see, but the yeah, applications are also many, but we may not be able to cover all these things. Yeah, urban, yeah, these are the industrial applications. Just yeah, suppose for example IoT is in the healthcare. I think you can understand what the healthcare, the medical field, you can have a IoT infrastructure. IoT is in the industry. You can see for in the industry, the innovation of the product, the supply chain, I think innovation means new product is being developed. The supply chain, I think the availability of the goods at the end users, the supply chain management, again, that's what, again, the another topic of discussion. But the smart data, the manufacturing, the sales, the marketing, the customer service, the logistics. So all these sectors, the IoT has crossed all the boundaries for that. Now, if you look for the healthcare also, the IoT in the healthcare also, if you look at here, I may not be able to take one in detail because of the time constraint, but I think you can understand what the healthcare is and how our IoT is being used in the healthcare. For example, doctor, the patient, and how the data is being loaded over the cloud, and end user, for example, patient, and how that data is loaded over the cloud, and how we can get the information about, for example, telemedicine or consulting and all. That's what the healthcare is also coming for that. Again, I think the next dimension, there is a no limit for the use, but you can see the agriculture, IoT in agriculture. So our farmers, they can use heavily because government is trying to penetrate this technology to the end user. End user is again the farmer, and different farming activities. It might be again same. It might be sales, or it might be the yield. It might be production of the diseases, or production of yield, monitoring of the water, monitoring of the pesticides, where you can monitoring of the soil health. You can use. That's what it is called as a smart. Means if you are going to use AI, ML, and IoT technology for the benefits of the overall benefits of the agriculture sector, then we can have a smart farming. Okay. Similarly, you can use a IoT in the energy sector. I think yesterday only I find some news that just like our prepaid mobile, government is already they have issued a tender. They are planning to implement the prepaid energy meters, smart meters, the energy meters, and so on. So that's what the IoT, the dimension. Just I want to give you some thrill what we are studying, the AI, ML, and IoT, how it is related, and what the relation among each. Because this IoT, the AI, ML, and IoT put together do the wonders in the different sectors. So one of the sector which we have seen, the agriculture. Similarly, this is and this is again important information over here. The ecosystem, why we are gathering here, or why you are spending your time here for around 1 month, is because of the ecosystem. Ecosystem means you can see for example, we have a knowledge of AI, but we don't have a end user, and that technology is too costly. For example, farmers are unable to use that because it's too costly. Then it might be limitation for the development of the AI, ML, and IoT for the smart agriculture, or AI, ML, IoT for the smart energy sector. It might be difficult, but you can see it here right now. Earlier you may find that the richness of the people is one of the parameters is the how many people are having the mobile phone, and how many people are having the. Earlier you see there is a food, shelter, and earth. But today, people won't ask about the food, shelter, and earth. They'll ask about the internet or the data. For example, we may miss our food 1 or 2 times, but it's very difficult to miss our internet or the data. Suppose internet is not available for a second, then we'll get irritated, and we know what we can do. If our mobile phone is not properly charged, then what we can do. That's what the ecosystem, overall ecosystem is utmost necessary to understand all this. So in ecosystem, you can see here the ecosystem, the connectivity for the context. You can see here the living means household, the retail, for example, offices, the health, the transport, the infrastructure, the industry, the environment. So that's what the market or the end user, where the heavily need of our AI, ML, and IoT. And similarly, if you look at here, the interaction and also device component. Device component in the third layer, you can see the ARM, the you can see here different Dell and all these things. Then you can see the sector of data. Then you can see the sector of business. It may not be visible. All this, a lot of information is available here. But here you try to understand only one sentence. The ecosystem means all the stakeholders responsible for the research, development, or growth of the AI, ML, and IoT. That's what the ecosystem you can say. I think you can see in the traffic. Then you can see this IoT in the pollution control. Just I'm not giving all these things in detail. Just I'm trying to underline the dimension or the area or the where we can use our AI, ML, and IoT. Now here the as time is running, the last little time is remain. So just I will try to cover the security. I think what do you understand by the security? The respondent, I want to know one or two in the chat box. What do you understand about the security? What is your understanding about the security, IoT security? Write something. Do you know what is the security? How it is important? Why it is important? Yes, anyone? What do you understand by IoT security? Yes, anyone? Yes, IoT security. I think you might be aware of that the data which we are using, the huge data is being generated from the sensors, and the data is being, yeah, very good, Kalpana, data from the sensor. Yeah, the data is generated from the sensor, that is uploaded over the cloud, and that is transferred, that is analyzed, aggregated, and that is available for the end user. That's what we are doing. Our devices are connected over the internet. Yeah, very good. Kunal is saying privacy. Yeah, but you see, today, whatever your data is being transmitted, so the data is stored somewhere, and if the data is accessed by someone, for example, some the people, the fraud people or fraud agencies, if they have your data, then you know what they will do with your data. So that data should be secure. So of course, if you have your laptop, then you can have suppose antivirus software to secure your data or to secure something. But the problem here is if two devices are connected, three devices are connected, then you can have this way may work our security for our data. But you can see here the 50 billion devices or plus, and daily it's increasing. The huge devices. The chance of getting our data is compromised 50 billion times, because every device there is a chance to have some manipulation of our data. So of course, privacy and trust is again another dimension there people are working. But of course, there is some governing mechanism or governance mechanism, some F3 framework they can call. Some of the European Union and some people came together and they have come up with some standard rules and set of rules. That's what the framework, F3 framework, which will have some assurance to the everyone in the our stakeholder about the security of the data. So that's what the you see. If you look for the network security, so in the network level security, you can have a services, and you can have a encryption, data encryption, and then you can have a firewalls and etc. So there, network level, you can try to protect some of our data. That level. Then application level, as Rishabh has also underlined some password kind of thing. Last class myself also have given an example of how the browsers are getting accessed. So user and password. So user ID and password is everywhere. or some how subscription are managed. That's what the authentication. That's what we have seen one of the example. That's what the data authentication. Then coming to the mobile level or mobility level, we can call mobility level. So yeah, the programming interface. One of the example last class we have seen, that's the programming interface, the API environment. So that what the assurance of little security. I'm not or anyone cannot say that it's everything is 100% secure. Of course, different international agencies continuously trying to make an effort for our security of the data, so that people will have some trust. For example, if our information is available with some trusted server like Google or something somewhere, then people may not think much because my information is with the Google anyhow. Though people have a trust on Google, no. So that's what the trust. But suppose some new server is in the market, XYZ server, no. So whenever people want to upload the data or download the data, people will think 100 times about the. They will have some that their trust is under question. That's what the trust. So some of the agencies are continuously working to gain the trust of the people. Similarly, the cloud data access also, I think AWS pages also that we have seen. So finally, the security is confirmed. IoT is nothing but combination of all these layers. This may not be end, but these are the few of the layers for our IoT, where network layer, the application layer in OSI model, the mobile layer, the cloud layer. Everywhere there is a question of the security, the privacy, and the trust. So this is one of the again biggest topic for discussion among the researchers throughout the world. We don't know how much happened, because every day you will find new type of threat or new type of virus is getting appeared in the market. So yeah, I think as time is running, but you can see this is one of the again example over here for the just we'll try to close it with here today. So how it works basically. So you can see, for example, in this diagram, here you see the dotted arrows. You can see it's a bidirectional. Bidirectional means it's a two-way communication for the dotted arrows. So there is a one data is being generated from the sensor, and the data is transferred through the gateway. The data is transferred to the gateway via the internet, and then the data is being transmitted to the storage, and that's what the cloud server. If you look at here, the cloud server. So data is generated at the sensor through the IoT devices. As I told you, the different sensors, the temperature sensor, the pressure sensor, the velocity sensor, strain gauge sensors, and so on. So huge data is being generated. The first dotted line, you can see the humidity, the moisture, the temperature, the pressure, the sound, the vibration, and through IoT gateway, the data is transferred via internet to the cloud storage. For example, Google Cloud Storage or AWS Cloud Storage. I think one of the example is the storage we are using with our Gmail with the Google. That's what one of the small example. But basically, the cloud is nothing but not necessarily the cloud which is available in the atmosphere. The cloud is nothing but the huge buildings of server. Huge buildings of server. That's what it is called as a cloud. So the data is uploaded over the cloud via IoT gateway and the internet. And whenever end user, for example, remote control using mobile app. So whenever we are trying to control some for example, the drone we can control, for example, robot we can control. So when we control that, then we can control via the internet finally, but internet is connected again, the data, internet will take the data from the cloud. So that's what the general, how exactly IoT works. The I think Pallavi ma'am talked about the sensors, the accessing of the data. So she's talked about here, and just Rushabh has underlined some ML, the algorithms for but this is we cannot say that this is IoT, this is AI, this is ML. because the everything is nowadays a hybrid, and there is a more and more hybrid things are going on. Otherwise, there is some limitation. One technology if you are using, there is some limitation for that. So there is some pros and cons, advantage and disadvantage. That's what is happening. But this is what the overall IoT which we tried to underline. So today we have discussed one of the machine learning model regression. As Rishabh has underlined earlier, the same model we have seen. And later we have discussed some generalized framework for the IoT, and how the IoT is important, how the technology important, and how we are here to understand AI/ML. So with this discussion today, I'm not saying it's a full stop, but we can say it's a comma or sulfuron. We can say the same discussion again. It will be continued for further classes also. Just we are trying to make an effort that we may get some best information as in this IETE platform. Of course, everyone has to go through the 4 quizzes to get the certification from IETE. And I think the faculty members or the students, the use of the certificate for faculty members, it's for the promotions. You might be aware of the IETE is a trusted body of the professionals, and through that body you are getting certified. For the students, it will be useful for you see, instead of having nothing, suppose if you are certified by something, then it will be you can have your area or the field, so that people, it will be useful for your placement purpose, or again it may not be end, but it will be useful for you to learn more. So with this discussion today we'll stop, but 1 or 2 queries if you have, I may take. You can unmute yourself. If you want to say something, you can say. If you have any queries, always we are interested to take your feedback and queries. Weekly 4 of course we are having, but here also, so we'll try to inculcate so that you'll get the best knowledge at this platform. If you want to say something, you can respond in the chat box, otherwise we have to close it. If you have any queries till now, it might be generalized queries or it might be related to the session queries. You can put it here in the chat box. If you want to say, unmute and you can say. I'll give 1 minute of time. Yes, anyone? Yes, if you have a queries, if you want to say something. So 2 aspects will be there. One is understood everything or doesn't understand anything. We'll try to find the center line because here more technologies are involved in it. Okay, I think with this discussion, we'll stop it here. Over to Sai.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for the session. For the participants as an instruction, please fill in all the quiz forms and the feedback responses as it is required for your certification. So thank you so much for joining us today, and wishing you all a very happy Independence Day in advance. There will be no session tomorrow. We will be meeting on 16th of August for the next session. So with this note, sir, should we end the session?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Thank you so much everyone for joining.
Yeah, okay.